Hi, welcome back to the profile. My name is Christine Senga, and we're always here telling stories that inspire, motivate, and empower you through voices. But we also educate ourselves, plus educate you in these conversations. You can go to YouTube, type in Senga Christine, and you'll be able to get all our conversations. Today we are with Mr. Faizo, and he's a member and also a leader in UPC and more, a lot more, as he's going to be telling us. Most welcome to the profile.
Thank you, and thank you for hosting us. My name is Muzeyi Faizo. I am the head of Media and Communications Department of Uganda People's Congress, commonly known as UPC. Yes.
Hey, why do they call you Muzeyi?
Muzeyi, I also grew up knowing my name as Muzeyi Faizo. But maybe when I tried to trace it up, they told me that, I'm not sure whether it is, but they told me that my grandfather, when they delivered me, said, oh, this is my Muzeyi, this is my tata. So maybe the names are from there. But briefly, that's what I found out. But so I grew up knowing my name is Muzeyi Faizo, and that's what I know. Maybe I come from Busoga sub-region, that's Namutumba, Busi County. That's where I come from, and I am a Busoga. By profession, I am a public relations and strategic communication specialist. I did the Bachelor's of Mass Communication. I also went ahead to do Masters of Science in Mass Communication. So that's what I'll do. I also offer consultancy. I am a lecturer somewhere offering the same services. Yeah. Okay, so
that means you're not more into politics?
Politics, everyone is in politics. But there is active politics, others that are involving themselves in active politics. Others are offering technical services. Others are offering support in one way or the other. So all of us, we are politicians. If you are you a voter?
Yeah.
Do you vote?
I do.
So you're a politician. By the way, you see people sometimes misunderstand things. But you see, when a body or when individuals, a group of individuals forms government, their power or having that governing authority, because the government is the body with the governing authority given to them by what? By people. So it's you who said politics. These are just leaders. So all of us were in politics. So people know politics as literally. They don't go deeper to understand what politics means. It doesn't mean that others are, you can be a passive, you can be active, you can be offering technical, and we are leading indirectly. Because when you elect a leader, is your representative. Is meant to represent your views and aspirations and how you want to be led. Is what that leader is meant to champion, regardless or despite the reality. But the administration, that's how it's meant to be done. So all of us were in politics. Yeah.
So in that aspect, maybe before we go into what qualifications a leader should possess, we have seen different wars around the world, and now the world is more chaotic than ever. We have seen wars in Western countries, and now we have seen riots in our African countries. We have seen coup d'etats in and most of these countries are accusing each other of not having democracy, others having democracy. What do you think is democracy?
You see, democracy, for me, I wouldn't agree that maybe there is a singular definition of democracy. Democracy makes meaning to a particular country. Like we need to define what democracy means to the people of Uganda. What democracy means the people of Kenya, South Africa, and those in other countries. So wouldn't want to. I told you that democracy is by the people. I get in. So if people exercising their rights and powers when they are voting, and the supreme power of government is vested in the people. So, and those people are either directly or indirectly exercising that mandate. Are you getting? Yes, through their representatives. So the people have the supreme authority. That's now according to Uganda. Are you getting? So it depends on how you want to be led democratically. So democratically means that it's a way of leading, exercising people's mandate, because not your mandate. That's in a democratically led government, is that power is given by people. And even in our constitution, power is vested in people. So to define democracy, you have to go back to the respective governing documents, in particular the constitution. A constitution of Uganda is where power it's the document with power, is where power belongs. And what does it say? It says that the power belongs to the people. So it's those people with the supreme power to govern, and they exercise that power through their representatives they elect periodically. Do you know why there is elections every 5 years? So that when maybe you have not represented the people's views, what people stands for, they vote you out because they are the bosses. That's what democracy means. For us in Uganda, that's how it's meant to be. That power belongs to the people, and you must stand with them and represent them for their well-being. In UPC, the power is in the party constitution, and the power belongs to members. So when we are defining democracy, it depends on where we are. In Uganda, what does the constitution say? Where is power? Where is the supreme power? The supreme power is vested in the people. So when we are tracing democracy, we trace it in such governing documents. So briefly, that's what I can say, and I think that's what we need to live at. We need to live exercising our our rights and championing our democracy. So there is no way we're going to champion democracy when we are having election where they are beating people. If you are beating people, forcing that person to vote, meaning they are not exercising voting, they are not democratically willingly electing the person of their choice. If you're arresting people, if you're switching off for internet, or you're doing what, so people are not enjoying their rights, are not democratically constituting that body or government, are not democratically electing a leader to govern them, because this is a person who is going to lead them and ensure that their well-being is guaranteed. And when we talk about well-being, for us in UPC, we believe in 3 values. One is to fight ignorance, disease, and poverty. How do you fight ignorance? Education. How do you fight disease? Health, promoting health services. How do you eradicate poverty? We understand that agriculture is the backbone of this country. So we do wealth creation through supporting agriculture, because the backbone of this country. We are known for that. So any leader should ensure that the education services are okay, and everyone has access to quality education. There is a difference between quality education and having access to education, or having access to schools. Now today, what we have, like for instance, government, we appreciate that they provided the universal primary education that allows every child to go to school. So what we have is there is an access for children to go to school, but there is no access to equitable education services, equitable quality education services. That's what we are lacking. And then we are having half-baked products. We find someone is a graduate but can't do what they learned at school. What they are, they can't perform. Someone is an engineer but can't perform. So we are producing more of these. We are only training for examination. we are not providing our children, we are not providing our students with skills and sufficient knowledge for them to be able to fit and compete in this globalized world or the global market. Will you compete with someone from Europe, from UK, from what? Are we producing that product that can be able to compete on global market? So if we talk about quality, equitable, quality education services, then talk about UPE. That's access to education, that's access to going to school. They have access to go and sit in class, but they are getting what it takes for you to be able, that quality, that product we want as a country. Look at other countries. And I want you to just read the budget. I want you to look at what they have provided in our budget. Are you getting? So these are some of the things we need to focus on. You a government in place. Are you living to your promises? What are you investing? I mean, what are you allocating or appropriating to the education sector? Because the future of our children, our younger people, lies in the education. They need to have skills. Right now we're in a digital economy. They need those skills. You need to start identifying at an early stage the talents and skills. Not all of us that we are medical, we are medical. I mean, we are going to be science. Not all of us that we are artists. I mean, we are arts. So if you identify the talent of a child at an early stage, it can help you where to focus and equip that child to be a better person and also to compete with others. You get? But now you're having where things are being handled their own way. Recently, we just finished the president just launched the results of the national population census of 2024. See, 50.5% of the national population are younger people or are children between the age of 0 and 17, meaning they are underage. They are before the age of what? Adult or maturity. So 22%, 22.7%, they are under the age of between the age of 18 and 30, meaning over 70% they constitute to the youth below the age of 30. Now where is their future? Okay, let's move about these ones of 18. These are underage children, 17 below. They constitute more than half of our national population. Our population is 45.9 million. Are you getting? So half of those, almost more than half of those more than half they are 17. They are underage. So for you now, how are you preparing their future? It means that the future of these children lies not in education. But how have you? What have you allocated for education? Right now, there are buildings. There are teachers are crying. Instruction materials are few. You find people text ratio is 5 pupils are using one textbook. So I guess needs to be one. The ratio needs to be one textbook, one pupil. I get it. Talk about the teacher-student ratio. It's meant to be below 50. I get it. But you find the class of one teacher attending to over 100. How is that teacher going to be able to attend to all those and they understand things? I get it. So you pieces we are discussing these things. We go deep at the root cause and we analyze issues. You put the population into context and even the clusters of that population into context. Then that one, it can focus us, it can inform us as a country to know where we are changing or not, where we are focusing our budget. Not anywhere else. Talk about health. Even before I go to health, did you hear about the collective bargaining agreement? Collective bargaining agreement where you see we have suffered the industrial unrest in the country. Industrial unrest, the strikes of teachers going on strike, health, medical interns going on strike over their pay, and the teachers were fighting over salary increment. So there was we have professional bodies, unions. So their heads went into an agreement with the government where they bargained out salaries, and they agreed also on timeline of what implementation. Now when it came to implementation, government used what we call a discriminatory approach. Government only increased the salary of scientists to over 300%, and then zero increment to their counterparts of arts. So that one alone demoralizes our teachers. You see, when we find people who are poor and we refer teachers are no one in this government who is successful has not passed through the hands of what? Of a teacher. So we should not displace them, we should not demoralize them. For us as UPC, we went the government, we questioned the government, and we told them that this is a very bad approach. At least you rather implement in bits, but when you're doing the failed implementation. Talk about our health services. You go to a hospital, you get diagnosed, then they tell you to go and buy medicine from an outside pharmacy. But we appropriate money every financial year for the health service. Where does this money go? That a health center in a Mutumba district can refer a case which is meant to be managed there, refer it to National Hospital, Mulago. And then you reach Mulago, they tell you to go to a private hospital. Are you getting? So these are some of the things which concerns all of us. They have no boundary. They don't know whether you're UPC, whether you're NRM, whether you're FDC. Health is health. When you get sick and you go to a hospital, they will not ask you which political party. So so those who are in government and they think that they are torturing maybe other people, all of us were in the queue. So for us, we can't sit and look on things going like this. That's why we emphasize that things should be streamlined. Yes, and agriculture, these cooperative movements which used to help people, they are no more. And I just trying to revive them, but they're not up to the standards. If you talk about the agricultural inputs, they are not giving much. If you talk about the loans, friendly loans to our farmers, they are not there. Those which are there, their interest rates are very high. So we need to speak to reality, to speak to power, and address these issues with a patriotic heart, in a nationalistic spirit. We know that this is our country. We place all issues. We place the interests of the common man at heart. Yeah.
Do you think on that issue? Do you
Yes.
think this PDM has worked? Has brought in the effect that they wanted to have?
Thank you on that question. PDM is just one of the projects the government has brought. You see, there are a number of projects. I don't know if you've heard about the Operation Wealth Creation, you've heard about Bonabagagawale, you've heard about Enyoga, the Women Empowerment Fund, the Youth Livelihood Program. All those projects, they are aimed at one thing: eradicating poverty. But they have failed. They have failed. Why? They not involving the masses at the inception of coming up with these ideas. They have not involved. You see, telling people to make a circle, come up with a proposal and give them money is not enough. For us as UPC, what we thought, or our position is that what's important is to first try and identify the skill of someone, identify what they can do, go train them effectively, then they give them skills and confirm they have attained those skills, then give them capital. Writing proposal, one can write a proposal. Where we can appreciate is that these presidential skilling hubs, initiatives, the skilling hubs, those ones at least we need to give credit where it's due, where they invite these. If you want to do in hairdressing, tailoring, you come, you go for a course of government sponsored of 6 months. They train you whatever period. They train you when you sit for exams. This practical, not just theory, practical. After convincing them that now you are fit for the purpose, if you're doing hairdressing, you graduate with machines for hairdressing and then set up capital. That's what this project should do, than telling people to come up with a proposal and give them money. And these projects have done more harm than the good, these people. Why? Like the youth livelihood program. You told the youth to be 8, make a proposal, they find an expert. Make for them a very beautiful proposal. So for you who is dispersing the money, you feel, wow, this is so nice. So you understand? So after, you give them money. And this money is a revolving fund. It's not a grant. You may take it back so that others can also benefit from the same initiative. Now what happens is these youth, they just share the money and run away. So others, those who are good, they in jail. Those who are not good, they are still 40 exile. So that's why I'm saying that it's doing more harm than the good. So government has not done a lot on that. The issue of like Nyoga was launched in 2020. So before even evaluating the success story or evaluating the progress of a Nyoga, they introduced immediately the parish development model. And UPC, our focus was one. We told them, you first do a study. Yeah? Do it at a pilot project. You get one district or two. Focus there and you find out how it's going to work. Then from there you can launch it at national level. But then they just launched at national level. This time they have not released the money. Government in this quarter, they have not released the money for PDM. For PDM, they have not released the money. Yes, reason, they are having issues. I am seeing every now and then the anti-corruption, the State House Anti-Corruption Unit is arresting the parish chiefs, is arresting the circle heads, including the local government leaders, because of issue with Nyoga swindling and there. So we believe there was no enough sensitization, there was no enough educating these people and telling them how to do. Because even if you're helping the household, this money goes to the household of PDM, the parish development body. But the story remains the same. Have you equipped this person? Are you sure they are going to put that money at the right usage, at the right use? Are you getting? So there is a lot. There are a lot of granularity. There are still glaring gaps in this, and the problem we have had that some of these projects are political. They are political. Like in 2020, I think it was political. Because why would you bring Nyoga when we are 2 months to elections? I get it. And even before,
I just put in place to manipulate voters.
I don't want to say to manipulate, but also they do some influence. I get it. And also manipulation can also, because it's also part of manipulation. So we need to do these things in a good spirit, and to come up with projects which we are very much sure that they are going to solve the issue of income. They are going to improve the income of our people, not just to come up with a project intended to persuade people for political purposes. Yeah, because this is taxpayers' money they are using. They are not using their money. Whoever is in government, that's money. Government is just holding the taxpayers' money in trustee. The money belongs to the people.
That is the responsibility of the government to ensure the well-being of the people. Do you think the government is responsible for everything in the daily life of a person?
The government, you see, there's what we call common service or social services. Not what you do where you go, not what you do here and there, but the social services should be well equipped. Like if we talk about infrastructure, talk about our roads. I get in. Roads, that's communication. If you start to do with roads, these are our roads every now and then. Before they finish constructing the road, where they start from is developing potholes. You get. So the roads are substandard. Every now and then the bridges are being washed away by some few rainwater or floods. issues of health. Are you getting health? Let people go in the hospital and they find doctors, they find medicine. Don't tell them to go buy medicine from outside private pharmacies. Let them find what? Medicine. Doctors are there, even doctors are okay, they are well paid. Talk about education. Everything should be there. Teachers are well paid. Textbooks, instructional materials are there. Classrooms are okay, laboratories are okay, the learning environment is okay. Are you getting? So that's what we talk about. Social services, they should provide services to the people. Security, there is a lot. So agriculture, talk about the business. Now people, our businessmen, they're suffering with the burden, high taxes. So, and for us, we have been at the forefront of calling upon government to enact all family for people policies. You heard about people when our businessmen in Kampala were fighting on IFRIS, and up now they haven't resolved that issue. So it's a big challenge. So government is responsible for the social services of the people, and that's I've talked about infrastructure, I've talked about education, I've talked about health, I've talked about like a business. There must be people policies and managing the society. How not, you see the problem we are facing, this is more of capitalism, and the government liberates the economy. Everything is at the market forces. You see someone, every landlord have their own places. They charge tenants. Every landlord have their own. I mean, there's something I went here just recently with my friend, wanted the office space. Just 20 square meters. They asked him about $800, and he was wondering, what? Where is the government? There is no checks and balance. There is no regulation, and the government cannot regulate because everything is left the market forces. They liberalize the economy. That's why when you face the issue of high fuel prices, the government was unable to regulate, because that's what they went for. And for us, we believe in a mixed economy approach, where the government has a hand in the running of the affairs of the country, not leaving everything privatized and leaving everything at the market forces. That one is not going to deliver us where we want. Yeah.
What do you think an ideal leader should look like?
A leader is a servant. A leader motivates, a leader communicates, a leader offers leadership, a leader is self-made. So when you're a leader, you must lead by example. And when you're a leader, you're a servant of people. And some people become rulers. They are rulers. So a leader must be a servant of people.
What's the difference between a leader and a ruler?
Ruler, you just rule the people as if they are your goats, as if they are sheep. Are you getting? Yes, as if they are cows. So a leader is someone who leads people, who serves people. You're a servant of the people. Are you getting? Not a boss of the people. And you must ensure that since you're a leader, you motivate others. You provide solutions to their issues, and you motivate them to be able to understand and address their own challenges. You should lead by example. That my boss did like this and he was a success. So and you must also communicate to them. It's a two-way. You should listen to them, hear what they are saying, and also take back the feedback. Yes, so there is a lot to do in leadership. So a leader is a servant of the people. Yeah.
We are having elections in 2026.
Yes.
What advice would you give to someone who is looking forward to contesting or to coming to leadership at national level? National level.
You see, we have faced a lot of challenges here. During the 2016 presidential petition, where Mama Mbaba's petitioned the Supreme Court of the presidential elections, the Supreme Court, Mama Mbaba's lost that case to Museveni, but however, the Supreme Court ruled that, or guided that there must be electoral reforms. Update those electoral reforms too, they have not been implemented. Even in 2020, the Committee on Parliamentary Affairs, on Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, asked all key stakeholders to give the alternatives their proposals on electoral reforms. Even us here, we are led by the party president, Honorable Makena, to lead us to Parliament. We delivered our electoral reforms, but none of them were picked. They were not implemented. Just recently, Electoral Commission said that they are behind the schedule to implementing, to champion the voting, to expedite the process of the electoral reforms. So for us, we've seen that there is no goodwill to ensure that the democratic space is leveled. However, what we want to say that whoever want to participate, you see, when you're trying to build, for us Uganda, we are a younger democratic country, our democracy is young. So and you cannot change what you want when you're outside the field. You must enter the field. So they need to work on themselves. In leadership, when you're going to campaign, what's important is the message, and of course going for the position where you can make a relevance. Going for the position where you can be relevant. Don't just go for the position because you also want to be there, but just go where you can make a relevance. Meaning that you can go and compete, not just participate, but go where you know that you can stage a competition and take that position. Then the other aspect is that we need to also do self-branding. How do you brand yourself as a leader? Are you that person whom the people can trust their power with to represent them? And the message, what's your message when you're campaigning? What's your message to the people? It's very important. The message of any given candidate is very important. And the other advice I would give them, that the message should be tailored to the concerns of the respective electoral unit you're standing for. Not just you're standing for Musiki and your message is at national. It can't be national level. Let your message, because you're going to represent the people of Musiki na Mutumba, so your message and your manifesto should be reflecting and focused on addressing the concerns of those people from Mutumba. So there is a lot, and how even you reach out to them, it's very important. There is a lot, but at least those are key important. But then the other issue also, there is commercialization of politics. So we need all of us. That's the fight we need to engage and fight together for us. Because if you're going to, why would you buy? And even the voter should understand the importance and the value of their vote. If they are voting, it's either they are voting for the good service delivery, or they are voting someone who's going to recover the money he put in when he's campaigning. Because the voters gave him the burden, he was just buying. So I don't think that the vote is not worth any single coin. There is no coin in this world which is worth that is worth the vote. You should vote wholeheartedly, knowing what you're voting, that you're voting for the social services and of your respective community, not because that live in the soap and sorrow. Because in any case, that is going to be consumed in one day. Then what happens? You send this person for 5 years, so you'll be recovering the money. You vote for service delivery. Yes.
What are your final remarks to our viewer?
Thank you so much. My remarks to our friend viewers, I want to encourage them to continue watching our channel for more updates. There is a lot. This is our colleague in the media fraternity. I'm also from the media fraternity. He's doing a lot of work to bring key personalities from different disciplines or from different walks of life to speak to us or to speak to you on different issues as we build the Uganda we want together. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
You're most welcome.
And don't forget that it is always your duty as a voter or as a citizen to get the right people in the right positions to represent you. And this video has been sponsored by Alicia Fashions and Makeup Club. You can find them on their contacts and their social media platforms at Alicia Makeup, and then you'll be able to get the services that you need. And thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for always coming back to support the profile. It means a lot to us. Until next time, bye-bye.